Untuk pertama kalinya sejak 2020, produk domestik bruto Amerika Serikat berkontraksi, melemah pada kuartal pertama 2022.
So many people were surprised by the decrease of GDP of 1.4 percentage points, but the thing to keep in mind is that was primarily driven down by very strong importing activity in the United States. Imports pulled down GDP by 2.5 percentage points, meaning if imports had just stayed flat, we actually would have hit a positive GDP reading. The thing for Americans to keep in mind is more imports is typically a good thing, as it is a sign of robust economic activity, even though it pulls down from our gross domestic product.
Kuartal sebelumnya, yaitu kuartal terakhir 2021, ditandai pertumbuhan PDB sebesar 6,9%.
One of the things also to keep in mind is while it looked like our goods spending was down on a quarterly basis, you have to keep in mind we've been spending so much on goods that quarter to quarter, it's very hard to have additional growth when you're already up about 7% above the long-term trend line. So essentially what you can think of is because we've been spending so much, it's harder for our GDP to grow because we've essentially already baked in multiple quarters of additional spending.
Bila terjadi kontraksi lagi pada kuartal kedua 2022, maka ini indikator umum bahwa perekonomian telah masuk resesi. Hal yang ingin dihindari oleh Bank Sentral AS atau Federal Reserve.
Kekhawatiran terjadinya resesi telah diungkapkan sejak Bank Sentral Amerika mulai menaikkan suku bunga acuan pada Maret untuk meredam laju inflasi yang telah melampaui 8%. Wells Fargo misalnya memperkirakan bahwa besar kemungkinan resesi terjadi sebelum akhir tahun ini juga, sementara Goldman Sachs memperkirakan kemungkinannya 35% bahwa resesi bakal terjadi dalam tahun ini atau tahun mendatang.
Analis dan penasihat keuangan pun masih memperdebatkannya.
We are somewhat optimistic that we can get by this year with avoiding a recession here in the United States because of the strength of the U.S. consumer, because we do expect inflation to continue to move lower throughout this year. And hopefully by the fourth quarter into December, we might see core CPI numbers year on year in a 2 or 3% kind of range. We think that's enough for the Federal Reserve to not have to do as much in terms of ramping up hikes from there.
Yang menguatkan optimisme sebagian pihak di tengah penurunan PDB ini, masih terjadi penambahan 1,7 juta lapangan kerja baru di AS pada kuartal pertama 2022, selain pembelanjaan konsumen yang juga tetap kuat. Dari Washington DC, Nova Purwadi dan tim VOA.